Hey y'all, guess what time it is? It's the Grawlix Saves the World time.
All right, the Grawlix saves the world.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're getting big, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting big, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting big, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world.
Welcome back to the Grawlix Saves the World, episode 2, guys. Here we are. I'm Adam Caton Holland.
I'm Ben Roy.
I'm Andrew Overdahl.
Yeah, welcome back. Let's just address this first. Your voice sounds terrible. Before
You
we
sound very hungover, Adam.
How do I look?
You sound like
Like I look?
you look like you sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I am very hungover.
Yeah.
I had my friends over last night, Darren and Jess, and we drank for hours. It was a
What were you
long-
drinking?
Wow.
Lots of good beers, lots of juicy IPAs and
Oh.
pale ales, and we just
Yeah.
did it, man.
Yeah.
I got so
Wow,
drunk.
5 hours of IPAs. That's
I know. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I have a child that wakes me up at 6 every morning. At the end of the night, I was drunk enough that I needed to watch 90s music videos. It often happens.
as you do.
And so my wife had 2 beers. She indulged me. She came down and we watched Save the Night, Stay the Night by Eagle Eye Cherry.
Oh, God. Save tonight.
Yep. Watched that one, and then it recommended another one, and I was like, oh, that's a great one. Let's watch that. And she's like, I'm going to go to bed. And I have no idea how long I watched 90s music videos for, but I woke up in the basement this morning. Very
See, it's too
hungover.
bad because it was a real missed opportunity because it would have been super meta had you come in through the bedroom, through the window, and your car was on the front lawn.
I see what you're doing.
And
Yeah, yeah,
she
yeah.
was gone.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. No,
Because
I-
you were lit.
Yeah, okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
And I'm still on stage. So like I want you to know,
Just
since
perfectly orchestrated.
Never
set up
not
and
performing.
delivery.
Thursday I was on at Comedy Works. And
Oh, yeah, you had-
apparently
riding
didn't
that high.
turn it off. No one
You
turned
had
the
an
light
issue
off.
at your show at Comedy Works,
Oh, yeah,
right?
tell us about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's get
Yeah,
those.
it was. I mean, I was at Comedy Works South, and it was an amazing show. They were rowdy. It was a good turnout, and they were way into it.
For those of you who
And-
don't know, Ben Roy has Ben Roy Nation.
Yes.
They come to his shows.
It's his fan base.
Yeah,
but
Ben Roy
these
Nation.
weren't-
And they're
the
lively.
people were
They're
not-
lively.
My fan base.
They put down their dues. They put on their best sleeves.
They get out of
and
their
they head out to see
extreme
Ben
gaming
Roy.
rocker.
Shut up! Shut up!
We're just mad because you have loyal,
Yeah, you're just-
identifiable
we're just mad
fans.
about
Nuts. What are you
We're
talking
just-
about? You sell out the Comedy Works here. I know, and I paper the room.
People like my 90s music references.
Yeah, so there was a group of girls. They were having fun. They were the women that were enjoying themselves, but they got a little too drunk and they were chatty. And so I kept trying to shut them down, just being nice about it. But eventually it was clear they were
Right.
past that point. And I was
Right,
like,
right.
you should just get out, go to the bar, get out, go to the bar. Prior to this, at some point during crowd work, they had mentioned that they were gay. Whatever.
Women who were being too loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when I threw them out, they're being walked out. This woman who was by herself, mousy looking, very quiet, just was like, they act like that because they're lesbians.
Good.
And the crowd groaned around her, and I was like, what'd you just say? And
This
then
woman was alone.
she was alone.
And she decided
and
this
then
was
they
my
told
moment
me
for
afterwards that she'd never been to a comedy show before. This was her first comedy show. She was telling people, the staff in her section and everything like that. And I was like, what'd you just say? And she didn't defend herself. She just stood up and goes, well, I guess I'm leaving too. And I was like, yeah, you are. Get out. I mean, they were drunk, but you're a piece of shit. And I was like, and as she's walking out, everybody was applauding. And I was like, you're what's wrong with this country? Get out of here.
Nice.
And she was leaving and shouting back at me.
Jesus.
She was just, I guess, very drunk, and something came out of her.
Dude, it's so weird how people just become untethered at comedy shows.
Yeah.
Like, just like that, it being her first show doesn't surprise me. I thought a lot about it. Like, I think it's because they're not used to this environment. We're saying things that might be controversial or thoughts that, the ideal bit is like, oh, I've had that thought and never said that. You like tap
Right.
into that. So you're sharing these like what they consider subversive thoughts. So they get drunker and drunker and drunker. And they're like, well, I can just say whatever the fuck I want to say. And you're like, oh my God, like That's a disturbing trend.
I was in Atlantic City opening for Gels much. Opening, it gets better. It gets better. I was working with Josh Blue, opening for Josh at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
How long were your
First
sets?
of all, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, just and 3 of the 4 shows were great. Way better than the average casino show. They were into it, like good audiences. And then the third show on Wednesday night, I bombed so cold. It was like, I was one of those sets where I was like, was my fly fucking down? Like, what the fuck? Since the moment I walked out, and that show was weird because there was a host. The first 2 shows, I just came out cold and just like right from the first joke, I just had to like get him on board. But then that show, there was actually like an MC. This local dude did like 10. So I was like, this is going to be even easier.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
this like local dude doing 10, then I'll come
How'd
out
he
and
do?
feature. He did better than I did. He did like, he did okay.
Atlantic City's local boy.
This guy Vishnu, yeah, he's funny. He was this Indian guy Vishnu. I was like, isn't that like the god of gods in like Hinduism? That's like pretty crazy that you could just have that name.
Yeah.
My name is Jesus Christ.
So I'm Vishnu, I'm the god of gods. That's his opener.
He was, but he was cool. And he had a good side, and he was like clearly like local, and I don't know how much goodwill that bought him, but I went out cold bombed, like, and I'd be like, all right, well, let's just throw him this subject. I bet they'll like this. It's about my daughter, and it's the Tooth Fairy. That can't get more relatable than that. Nothing. Just did not like it. It was like
How big was the room?
the room is huge. They call it a comedy club, but it seats, I think, like 2,000 people. And
Good God.
we were drawing about 300 people. So right away, that energy is always bizarre.
Yeah.
They'd like kind of tried to section off the back, the vast expanse of the back of the room.
The Adele seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I haven't bombed that cold in a long
How'd it feel?
time.
You texted us.
Yeah, because I was like, wow. It was like cold water. It was like falling into real cold pool. But then it's kind of puts everything in perspective. It's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of good every now and then. But it's weird when it's like there's no rhyme or reason for it. It wasn't like I wasn't phoning in my jokes. I wasn't doing new jokes.
Yeah.
There was like nothing.
Yeah.
It was that I could
Weird. I mean,
pinpoint.
like, I'm not saying this like arrogantly, but it's been a while since I've had like a flat, just dead fish bomb. And I guess it is kind of like cathartic. You're just
Yeah.
like, well,
If I wasn't opening for Josh, I would have like stamped the brake and then kind of like gone off and just like riffed with him and like, what the fuck do you guys
Did
want to talk
Josh
about?
have a good set?
Because his set that was like his worst show of the week, but it was like way better than mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, my set, it was just something about, I don't know
It's
what
even
it was.
weirder. Okay,
Something
so like I don't mind bombing when everybody else on the show bombs
Yes,
because you're like,
yeah.
there's something in the air tonight, or we all started off like the show started off weird something. But when you're the only one,
I bombed the worst, but no, but they were like the worst
sounds
crowd
like Vishnu
for
and
everybody.
Josh did all right, Andrew.
I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, sounds like you just didn't fucking bring it that night.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Was
I
your
can't-
daughter watching?
No, of course not.
Okay, I don't know. You took her on the trip, so I didn't know if she was there. Or
No,
she was,
Oh, I
she
love
was
that.
just hanging
That's
out.
the trip you brought her on too. I kept seeing your Instagram.
No, it was great. She loved
she
it.
loves in a,
like
she's
living in a
Jersey
casino.
Shore
Oh,
rat
yeah,
now.
she loved it. Like the boardwalk was right outside with like an amusement park, and there was like she loved it. She thought it was so funny.
You went
the
on a
different
helicopter
perspectives. Yeah, we did it, and we closed it out with a little helicopter ride.
and they saw Hamilton. Andrew's had a hell of a week.
yeah, and then we went up to New York City, and
How
saw
did she
Hamilton.
like Hamilton?
oh, she's like obsessed with it. So it like blew.
Did he die
blew
at
her
the end?
mind. I can't.
Does he
get that
die?
away.
Anyway, last episode.
Yep.
Which was
We solved
technically our
social
first one.
media.
We fixed it.
We fixed
it.
it.
So.
We fixed Ben's problem.
Even though Ben cheated, no big
But have
deal.
you been
fucking
staying off
cheated.
social media?
I'm less. I'm less.
Yeah, I'm on less.
I will say I have been better about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. High five.
And I'm not just saying that to make this like saccharine feeling like we're actually learning shit.
Don't worry, I'm gonna check with your wife when we're done.
No, but I have been better about it, and I'm
Good.
sure she would say the same.
I mean, like, what's the point of this if we're not improving ourselves a little bit? Like, if it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck it, that was last week. Now what? It's like it's good that you incorporate this shit.
So this week,
This week,
This week, here
kick
we
it
go.
off.
and I think it's something that we have to challenge. I will say, Yeah, everybody took a shot at me last week, I feel like. But I feel like you're...
Not undeserved. I don't know if it was a shot.
It was definitely pointed towards you.
Yeah,
Yes.
that challenge was definitely.
So I'm going to point this towards you, Adam. I think you're a little bit routine.
You're drinking. Oh no!
Oh, no. No, we're going to do that when the
Right.
thing's
I
on.
can
Yeah.
quit
Sorry,
whenever.
I forgot more
That's not
people
the
are coming
show.
over for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Never
old
mind.
IPA
Just kidding.
dad. Old IPA dad over here.
IP Adam. No, I think you're a routine guy. You have a very set set of routines. You tend to. That's just me. I could be wrong.
No,
on
I've
that.
written about that. I grew up very OCD, and I definitely have routines.
Yeah, like we were talking, like you're dog walking, like it has to be like it's at a particular time, right?
No, yeah. Well, I think that's just like treating
I
the
walk my
dog
dogs
well.
at
I
the
wake up and
same
I walk the
times.
dogs.
But if it's not going to happen, does it stress you out if it doesn't happen on that time?
Yeah, I mean, it stresses me out if we don't do it immediately. Like if Katie's like, let's have coffee, or where there's like 11 minutes of just time. I'm like, what are we doing? We have to fucking walk the dogs. Like, it's time to do
That's
this.
why does it stress you out? Do you feel like it's throwing the rest of the day off?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. I think kindly that I'm pro dog, and they've been asleep all night, not moving. They want to move and go to the bathroom. I'm taking them for a walk.
Okay, so it's about the dog, not so much about your schedule.
I don't. It makes me anxious though if it doesn't happen immediately in a way that maybe not just.
What are,
the
like,
dog.
You also seem very busy. I know. Whenever we schedule stuff with Adam, he's like, "These are the days, and these are the windows." So I think would it be fair to say your average day you're pretty much scheduled up?
Yeah, for sure. And you and I will write. I'll be like, it's usually the same time. It's like 10 to
Yeah.
noon type of thing.
Yeah, you always. Whenever I talk to you about doing anything, you're like, no, I go to gym. I go to the gym during
No,
that
all
time.
right, fine. Yeah, I do.
You have to say
I
that,
do.
Jim. Otherwise, it sounds like he's.
I go
That's
gym.
great.
I go gym.
It's gym.
Adam go
gym
gym
time?
1 o'clock.
The gym. It
Adam,
needs the.
gym.
That's one of the.
Adam Gym 1. Adam Gym 1.
So I think throwing ourselves out of our comfort zones and like
Are we
something.
skydiving, dude?
I just went on a fucking helicopter ride. What more do you want from me?
No, but I don't necessarily. I think too, you're kind of a food guy, but you're a little bit of a snob with it.
He's a foodie too. He and I go to we're both foodies.
I know you're fucking assholes with.
I don't
that
think I
stuff.
would characterize either of us as snobs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
we
we're
like
pretty. We're generous.
Yeah,
we're
I'll eat-
generous.
I'll eat-
food people.
kind of anything.
You
Yeah,
just
you go to-
eat like
Carb.
creatine shakes. And,
But I think you are always like, ooh, you're still hot new. Have you been to whatever the Hope and
what
Pomp
do we
and
say on
Yeah,
those
it has to have an
ampersand? and
ampersand.
ampersand.
Yeah, I just think you're both a little bit of like food snobs. You kind of get into your little so
I'm not a food snob.
I get- maybe
enjoy
compared to
restaurants.
Ben,
I read about
correct-
restaurants.
correct me if I'm wrong.
I check out the hot new spots. Yes.
Yeah, new restaurants for sure. But you seem to eat out of restaurants incredibly rarely.
You very
either
rarely.
because
No,
you're
no, I
smart
think-
and with your money, that could be that, or you do have a more particular diet. You seems like you eat out of
You
restaurants
like acai
less.
bowls.
Or am
you
I
have
wrong?
your like healthy spots that you hit.
yeah.
You like
because I
you like
get- I
falafel
get
every now and then.
Fat really easy, real fat. I do. I can get fat, and I've been fat before. And I'm not trying to insult anybody who does currently struggle with their weight. I have before, and I tried to avoid it because it was such a pain to get rid of.
Sure.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
and
understand.
Makes
also
sense.
my guts are all jacked up. Because
No, I wasn't saying it as an insult. I was
no,
saying
you were
by
insulting me,
comparison.
and I know it. I'm defending
No, I
myself.
was trying-
Well, Andrew, you got me on my
I thought it
heels
was
right
a
now.
complimentary.
Andrew,
We're
you got me
saying
on
you
my
eat
heels.
healthy.
Not eating in restaurants
on my heels.
is a good habit
No,
to
no,
be in.
I do eat out a lot, but I'm okay. This is once
But
again
enough
gonna
about your
be
love life,
About
huh?
me, I kind of tend to eat at a lot of the same spaces.
Well, so what's your point here? That I
What's the challenge?
yeah that I have a routine and I like food. So
Yeah.
okay, you nailed it.
You tend to eat a lot of asshole places, and I think you're scared of.
You got me. I like to do things at the same time, and I like to eat food. Pin me to the fucking wall.
You got a real problem, asshole.
I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. You both seem so well put together, and I'm trying to find a way to get at you, but I.
How about this challenge?
Okay.
This week, we have to eat at a restaurant that has always scared us and that we've never eaten in before.
Like that terrifies us.
Yeah.
Like a gross restaurant?
Like a place that you would just drive by and be like, who the fuck would ever eat there?
Yeah.
You've got to eat there.
But you've never eaten at it before,
Yeah.
right? Like
and you don't know really anything
that's
about it.
actually
Okay, so
really
not like
funny.
not like a, hey, this is the awesome hole in the wall you've read
Definitely
about.
not that.
No.
It can't be that.
No,
In fact, you should.
like-
if,
no-
you've
like
heard
no-
nothing about
hey,
it,
Intel.
Hey, that's a hole in a wall and there's steam coming out of it. And it looks as if it's a restaurant.
It turned out it was
Yeah.
a glory hole. It wasn't a restaurant. It was a glory hole.
Not a bad grilled cheese. A lot of stuff comes to the hole. You just
For
have to
a
ask
glory
for
hole,
it.
excellent grilled cheese.
Doesn't have to be a dick,
If you ask for a dick comes out.
be
But
the
if you ask
funniest.
for grilled cheese, they give you grilled
That'd be
cheese.
the funniest set of videos for to post is set up a glory hole and then when they get down there just jam a grilled cheese.
Hey, you look hungry. Here's a nice dish.
But I just love the visual of a grilled cheese being
Yeah, like
just
squeezing it
squeezed
through that hole. Okay, so we gotta eat grilled
Jesus.
cheese. This week we have to eat
through a
grilled cheese through a glory hole.
Perfect.
Got it.
All right.
No, but that's actually a good one. Find a restaurant.
That you would normally just drive by and not
we all
give it a
do it.
second
We all
thought.
drive through a city, and you're like, who the hell would
Who
ever
eats
eat
there?
that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I know
there's
you're
been
like Colfax. There's a number.
Yeah,
of them. I
I
drive
do
Colfax
that.
all the time.
I
In my
do that with a
neighborhood,
lot of different places.
every restaurant in my neighborhood is one of those. So
Okay, so that's
because
the
you're
challenge.
new here for part of it. I mean, definitely part of it. But do you think also part of it is the appearance of
yeah,
the
but it's
building?
also when it's in a strip mall and the sign just says food, and you're like, it's just I'm not going in there. I don't. You'd have to really drag
But you
me in there.
haven't lived till you've eaten that food. I mean,
No, that's true. It's like the wallpaper of our existence. We don't even recognize it. We just go past
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm still laughing at the idea of various food items being flung through a glory.
You know how hip that would be? Like a speakeasy where you
Yeah,
go
dude.
into a fucking bathroom
There's
stall.
like a guy in a fucking with an earpiece, and you have to say Parcheesi, and he lets you into the glory hole.
The real restaurant's in the bathroom.
Oh,
This is
God.
just the front.
But it's just
Yeah, that's the
clearly
hip
a hand
shit.
on the other side shaking and jamming.
I don't know why we're doing a podcast, and we should do a web series of shoving various different unexpected things through glory holes.
It's beef
shit.
stew night. You're in a real
As just confused truckers get enraged.
I was hoping it'd be a dick,
God damn it!
not another grilled cheese hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
$1 million
God.
ideas all the time out of us.
All right,
Oh,
so
shit,
we'll
that makes
report
me
back.
Wait, so the challenge
So
is
wait,
go to a restaurant that you normally would never go to, that you just passed a million
That you know
times,
nothing about.
that you know
Yeah.
nothing about,
And,
And
get
you're
out,
like,
eat
who the
outside your
hell eats
comfort
it?
zone.
to
Yeah.
knock me out of my routine.
And all of us.
All of us.
All right.
Because
'Cause you said your routine as well.
Ben's got his favorite restaurants. I know
I
that
am
about him.
So hyper routine oriented that it drives Crystal crazy. I do go out and eat a lot. I don't try necessarily a ton of new stuff because of my stomach problems.
Right.
Because of this what you got on my 40, Sibo. I got my remember Friday?
I
Come
remember
on.
Friday. I remember Friday.
It was a 90s rap.
Dude, I'm with you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm here.
What you got on my 40, Sibo?
I've seen it, but I don't remember. the
Yeah,
reference.
his name was Debo. Anyway,
Yeah, it was Debo, not
yeah,
Sibo.
but SIBO is small intestinal bacteria. Oh, but I wanted to ask you.
I see.
Oh,
what
it
you're
all
doing.
fits together in the weirdest fucking puzzle possible. Another Ben Roy brain
Now,
teaser.
is this why
That
those
look-
women got up and left your show?
Okay. Okay, so listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna challenge ourselves.
Eat outside your comfort
Eat
zone.
outside our
Yeah,
comfort
outside your
zone.
comfort
We're
zone.
gonna
I like it. I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out.
I won't freak out. I think it'll be fun and it'll be.
I'm gonna-
interesting
yeah,
to
all right.
do. Well, I guess what we'll do is
We'll have a little
back
clip
and
from our
report.
live show. We've got
Yeah.
our live show the last Saturday of every month at the Bug Theater.
so enjoy this clip and we'll be back.
Get out of the trenches of tedious tasks like managing order fulfillment and start growing your business with ShipStation. They'll help increase profitability by automating your workflow with their simple, easy-to-use dashboard. With it, you can pretty much do everything you need to quickly and easily. Update order information, print labels, compare rates, optimize shipments, and even set up automatic delivery notifications. And it doesn't matter where you sell. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, ShipStation can integrate pretty much anywhere online. Another great thing about ShipStation? They can help reduce costs with industry-leading discounted rates from some of the biggest mail carriers. You might even be able to get up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. So, make this year your most profitable one yet. Sign up for your free 30-day trial at ShipStation.com and use the code Spotify. That's ShipStation.com with the code Spotify.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons I don't want to die, is because I don't want the coroner to know what my last meal was. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be judged in that moment. Do you know what I'm talking about? They open me up and they're like, it was just Oreos. It was just Oreos. It's probably what killed her. That's probably what's gonna take me. You can put money on it now, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta say, that'll be the COD, the cause of death, that's what that means, the COD. I watch a lot of shows. About murder. Probably too many, to be honest. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because now I gotta say, a lot of cuckoo going in, so now cuckoo coming out. You know what I'm saying? Starting to leak out of me. It happens. I cannot put all the horror and the scary things into my brain and think I'm gonna live a happy life. You know what I'm talking about? So now I've started to make everyday or just regular life occurrences into horror movies in my own head. Okay, do you ever do this? Do you ever need a snack so you have a handful of peanut butter? Do you know what I mean? Like a 4-finger right in. Oh, a twist, and then right up to the top. Let me say something to you. That is nature's spoon right there. Do you see this? First of all, no dishes, and you're fucking welcome. Do you understand what I'm saying? So many. I could start a magazine. It's so good. But have you ever done this? Warm hand, cold peanut butter? Fuck off. Are you joking? There's never a better day in your life, right? You're all gonna do it tomorrow, and you're welcome. Your wife will leave you, but who cares? Now, here's the thing. I don't care. Now, listen, do you ever do this, though? Do you ever open the jar of peanut butter and you panic because you don't recognize the tracks in the peanut butter jar? Do you ever do that? Do you ever open it up and you're all like, oh, God. I don't remember that scoop. Who took that scoop? And you assume someone has broken into your house and they've been living in your crawl space waiting to murder you. Because I gotta tell you, that's what I would do if I was gonna murder someone. I'd have some fucking peanut butter. Do you know what I mean? A little protein.
That was Deborah DiGiovanni. So good.
Dude,
what a treat.
Like I Instagrammed after her set, Grawlix Hall of Fame set.
I cried laughing during that show.
I'm so glad we got to finally bring her to Denver.
She was amazing.
And now through the magic of podcasting,
We've achieved our
Did
goal.
you eat at your restaurant? Did you eat at your restaurant?
I did. I most certainly did. And we'll reveal where we went.
I did too.
Let's start here before we mention any of it. Whose did not turn out as they expected?
Mine was better than I expected.
Ditto. Yeah, I think
Mine did not turn out as I expected.
Yours was worse than
Sure.
expected. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, I can go first. Let's do the good ones, and then we'll go with the
Yeah.
Because the bad ones are always funnier than the good.
So, we'll start with you. You were particularly nervous about yours, which is why I'm so surprised.
Yeah, what was your place called?
I decided to go to a local place by my house called Danny's Carnation. It's in a building that looks like... it looks like it used to be like an auto body shop. It does not look like a restaurant. You know, like when you could tell the architecture, like this used to be something else.
Oh, yeah.
Adam's driven by it and he's
Yeah.
joked that like, hey, let's go eat there. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're like, yeah, right. So
Danny's
it's like,
Carnation does sound like a 90s music video.
Yeah.
It's a song by The Verve.
Yeah. And Danny was like a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And after prom, she left her carnation.
but this is
and
not
she died
spelled
in a
like
car
this is
wreck.
not spelled like
Yeah.
the feminine
Yeah.
Danny. This is spelled like Danny.
Oh, so it's fucking
it's-
Danny's
it's
Carnation.
more of a
it was
mystery.
boutonniere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny left his boutonniere in the car.
But yeah, I
is
just
still
never
in the
thought.
car.
I was like, I don't, I just never would normally eat there. It's like right off Colfax. It's right by the light rail station. So I had to get it to go because there was a huge wait as
What
it
the
turned.
fuck,
It's very
dude?
popular.
This is about ambiance of a
I
restaurant.
went in and I soaked in a little. Relax.
Oh my
I didn't.
God.
So I
You didn't get the full carnation.
Did you soaked
I
in?
soaked in a little bit.
They
yeah, it was
asked me to
packed.
leave.
It's clearly a popular spot. The inside is so old. Denver, Adam, you would love it. It's got Broncos pennants fucking everywhere. It's got like a homemade. You'd love it too, Ben. A homemade metal Colorado Rockies logo that
yeah.
someone who's handy with a arc
Forged
welder.
by Dante Bichette
So
back in the day.
yeah.
And then it's got like a whole mirrored wall in the back, which is kind of disconcerting. Like, it's just like the whole wall is mirror, like a giant closet or something.
It doubles as a fuck den at night. I
Yeah,
bet.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Danny's Carnation.
That's when Danny
Open
breaks out
for
the
business.
realization.
That's the
On that
real-
strip, that's
Danny's
100% plausible.
incarnation.
I would, if that turned out to be the truth. That's where you get that glory hole grilled cheese,
I'd
guys.
love it if-
It's all coming together.
I'd love it if at night just an inn lit up at the beginning of Carnation.
That means
And
it's
now
open
the
for
real
business.
party's open.
Back of a bathhouse.
All right.
So I ordered the smoked pork Benedict, which
Okay.
I think that's a hard thing to pull off. It's like
Yeah, that's a cocky
smoked
order.
Pulled pork, eggs Benedict with hash browns, because a lot of times that's just gonna be trash pork that it comes in
Yeah,
frozen from
exactly.
Cisco. It doesn't taste smoked.
And it's good you got
just-
it to go because you want your Benedict to sit for a while.
It's funny you mention that because it was so well made. It held up great.
You know,
and it
you
was
go behind
great at
any
home, but-
diner worth their salt, you'll see on the loading dock just a line of eggs Benedict that are all sitting before they go to the table.
Yeah.
You gotta let the hollandaise.
It's close
knit.
to my house.
It's like letting meat rest. You leave the Benedict in the sun for 10, 15 minutes.
It's a 2-minute trip. It was fine. It was so good.
You know
Like,
that
no
you know
bullshit.
the red
It
stuff
was
on the top of an eggs Benedict is actually rust from the cargo bay, and not many people. It was good.
Wait, no.
it was
I'm-
really
no
really
shit.
good.
Now
It
I want
was-
to go.
Yeah, I mean it's like diner fare. They have one of those like giant menus. Like they have crazy specials like lo mein, and then the next night Korean barbecue. Like whoever's back
Right.
there, they're
They're taking a
hustling.
culinary
They're
tour around the world.
So now I want
Danny's
to go back
Carnation.
and try one of the other. But I was like, I'm gonna go with like grade A diner staples, but with like the smoked pork. I think that's like a tricky one to.
So it was a full success.
So good. Yeah, the Benedict was great. I thought I was just gonna eat a little bit. I was like, whatever, I'll eat a little bit just for the podcast. Like, fuck it. But I ate the whole thing.
Did you take a picture of it?
Yeah, I got a picture that I'll.
yeah, and anybody
I'll post
too,
on
we're
the
going to be posting
Twitter account.
these.
That
to,
sounds good.
to
and the hash
Twitter
browns were
account.
great. They were that like smashed potato style where when they get like
smashed
nice and
tots, kinda.
crispy and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Because
they're
you got to
very
get the
good.
little burnt pieces.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
in
the-
with the nice soft potato.
yeah, the perfect
Dude,
perfect
this is
mix.
making me hungry. That sounds delicious.
It was
Yeah.
really good. I would definitely.
So
eat
you're
there
going to eat
again.
at Danny's Carnation.
I'm gonna be
again.
like a regular.
You're gonna
and they were
frequent
like
Danny's
really
Carnation.
nice. The coffee was like 100% diner style.
Yeah,
coffee.
diner
not bad, not
coffee's
good.
always. I
It
find
was
to
like
be
nothing.
shit.
It was I almost had like no taste of
Yeah.
coffee, which I'm fine with. That's like okay, that's what I would.
You don't go to diners for good coffee.
Yeah. It
Could
was-
I get a? I'll have the pulled pork Benny, and then a cup of brown, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel
a
like
cup of
that's
brown
what-
water.
Yeah.
A cup of that brown wake up water.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were friendly and great. It was
Now, how was the grilled cheese glory hole?
now that was the real treat.
Going
I
way
mean, you
back.
got to get your face in the hole, or else it's gonna fall on the floor. Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, I can
I'm
see
glad
the
that I
red
tried
ring
it.
around your mouth. You
And-
really got your mouth on that glory hole.
So now I have a new go-to
Danny's
diner
Carnation.
style place. That's my only regret is that it's not open really late at night because that would be
When you'd
a
want
great
it.
like late night eats.
No,
Coming
but
home from
that's-
shows.
But in that
But
neighborhood,
that's-
it'd be like a murder in there every night.
And
so.
that's when it's the slam pub. It
Exactly.
turns into right.
slam pub.
Slam pub. That's
that
what
what
we call the swingers bar. Slam pub.
Slam pubs. Oh God, that's so
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, no one calls it that. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, yeah. Pound pub. You guys have never been to one?
Pound puppies. Remember pound puppies? Yeah. Anyway.
That's cool. I'm gonna try it. I bet like the worst part is that we just sound like such assholes because I guarantee you people in this neighborhood have been like,
Are
don't
like,
shit
duh.
on Danny's.
It's the
Carnation.
best.
Yeah, and I was like, if it turns out not to be good, I'm not going to name the restaurant because
You don't want to like hurt.
Yeah,
a
I'm not
mom and
out
pop
to get like
with
a
our
cool
giant
independent
fan
restaurant.
base.
Yeah, for our 10 listeners that are like,
protesting in mass.
but-
3/4 of them are in Ohio. God forbid they have a negative opinion of Danny's Carnation.
but yeah, it was like a perfect case of like of kind of being an elitist, like you said.
so you,
Where it's like, oh, it used to be a body shop, and I don't understand the name, and so I don't think I'm.
What's funny is that you'll go to a comedy show in a in an auto shop that's now
I'll do
turned.
a comedy show anywhere. I'll ambush a crowd that's having a nice chat in any venue.
Well, you, unlike me and Ben, you're probably the least rigid culinarily. Like, would you go and find places around this neighborhood, like, or was this like an eye-opening experience for you? Like, you know what, I should try more places that I pass all the time. Or
Well, everybody likes discovering a hole in the wall that they know is good, where it's like,
Right.
dude, you've got to try this place. It looks like a dump, but it's amazing. That's
Yeah.
like fun to do. And then you're like, I'm in on the secret or whatever.
You
But
get
like
cool
when
points.
you're the one just venturing out and like, well, that was not a cool secret at all. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
So,
Or
yeah, I'm
that's
not
a
that
secret
adventurous
for
in
a
this
reason.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
There's a like a Lebanese restaurant also close to my house that's also really good that I
What's that one
explored and found out. It's called Mediterranean Grill.
called? Oh, okay.
Is it? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's good though.
Did you
It's like a
both go
little
there?
family-run
Did you take
place.
intern Ron?
I've not taken intern.
you took
producer
intern Ron out to eat. We
You're
just
not
Wow,
supposed
Ron, we're
to-
demoting Ron. I feel like
Ron was a producer episode 1, but he's an
Ron
intern.
does all
episode
the
2.
work, and now
Yeah,
he's an
yeah.
intern.
Yeah.
No,
Next
I've not
week,
taken
he's
Ron.
just a fan.
Yeah, Fan Ron. We should change his title.
Fan Ron.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh,
Chai
I'll give
Walla
more
Ron is my
restaurants.
favorite version.
I'll give more restaurants in this neighborhood a shot now.
Yeah.
all thanks to Danny's Carnation
Wow.
But it's funny that, like,
what a win for Lakewood economically.
and Riff Raff City as a whole.
I feel like Denver has a lot of that. Like, my favorites, I mean, that's Federal, like Federal Boulevard.
But
in
Federal
Denver.
is known as like, that's, big Vietnamese population. That is like
Big
hole
Latino
in the
population.
wall.
Yeah.
Deliciousness.
My
central
favorite
of Denver.
Denver restaurant is on Federal right now. Man, do I love Tarasco's.
Never heard of it.
Never been.
Yeah, if you get a chance, you should check out Tarasco's. That place is phenomenal. Some of the best mole in the city. And
love
that,
mole.
Yeah, and that place is so good and very small. I mean, it must only there's probably I don't know, 8 or 9 booths. It's a very small little place, but check out Tarasco's because I love that.
Is that where you went?
No.
Where'd you go?
Where did you go?
Drum roll.
All right, drum roll.
So
I
Ben,
went to
let's give our listeners a little background. Ben usually eats vegan, right? That's
Yes,
fair.
but I do
and
eat fish here.
gluten-free.
Yes, I don't.
You're a
eat-
very healthy eater.
I tried to stay as
Very
healthy as possible.
specific eats.
Because
if you go to
people-
Ben's house, it's like literally a bowl of egg whites with avocado on top.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I don't, because I have a very sensitive stomach right now, for one, and two, because as I said, I get fat.
Okay,
Pretty
so now
easy.
tell us where you went to eat.
Okay, I chose a little mom and pop place called the Black Eyed Pea.
You went to the Black Eyed
I went to
Pea.
the Black Eyed
When
Pea.
you told me you went to the Black Eyed Pea, I
Holy
accused you
shit.
of cheating because I was like, who hasn't been to the Black Eyed Pea?
I've never been. Okay, so those type.
When you want it fresh, the pea is the place.
Is that
that
their
their saying?
slogan? No, it is not.
It used to be.
That's also my slogan for my drug testing business. So weird.
And it's what I yell every time I practice cunnilingus.
What? Jesus Christ.
Back in the Pound Pub.
Yeah.
When
I'm
you're
at the Pound
performing
Pub.
cunnilingus at the Pound Pub, you scream
I
out.
always go, if you want it fresh, the Pea is the place, before burying my face in some.
And that's why
crotch.
you're so popular at the Pound
Yeah,
Pub.
that's why. I've got a framed photo above the mirror.
Above the tarp they lay out for the fuck
Well,
oils.
First of all, the oil tarp covers the mirrors. Anyway, you know how
Black-eyed
hard it
pea.
is to get an Astro.
I
glide up.
loved Black Eyed Pea as a
I
kid.
loved Black
As a
I'm
kid.
love that you went to Black Eyed
I've
Pea.
never been to a Black Eyed Pea. Okay, I've driven by that one on Colorado Boulevard. I mean, I've lived in
That's the
Colorado.
one.
Yeah, for 21 years.
It's a
now.
weird chain restaurant because there's only like 3 still in existence, but it's still a chain restaurant.
Yeah,
There's very few chain restaurants that I like unabashedly love. And I wouldn't go there a lot because it's like so unhealthy, but I love the Black Eyed Peas.
See, I didn't. When I will say this. Admittedly, I've not ever eaten at a TGI Fridays.
And you say you work the road.
I had my
believe
third
I've
grade
ever-
birthday party at a TGI Fridays.
No, you did not, did
yes,
you
I
really?
did. Then we saw Back to the Future 2.
Oh well, half your
a great birthday.
sounds great.
It was great.
I've never been to like an Applebee's. Those scare me, like, because I think they're going to be like they're just gonna have a ton of food I can't eat,
And
and
it's just like soulless
yeah,
Americana.
boring crap that
comes
like,
off
I
the
drive
Cisco
by it.
truck.
But and also like Black Eyed Pea to me does like the name doesn't sound like the food itself doesn't sound appetizing. I think
They were
like,
good before they
mushy-
added Fergie, but then it was like, you fucking sellouts.
No, but I think
Sorry. It was just right there. I had to dunk a little bit.
no. Well, and that's why I still eat at Jurassic 5.
Yeah, there it is. Quality control.
But I always think of mushy beans. Like
Well, yeah.
whenever I would see that name on a sign, I would be like, "Who wants to eat a plate of mushy beans or like bean soup?"
It is odd that they lead with black-eyed pea, but it's like a soul food ingredient. It's good shit.
So I didn't know that, and the family, I was like, "We're going out." I took Crystal, my wife, and my son Milo, and I was like, "The rule is we have to get apps, mains, and desserts." So I was like, "We have to get every course they offer us."
good dad.
And Crystal is trash. I've said it 1,000 times.
I've said it.
Yeah, I know you have. And it's inappropriate when you say it.
And I say it to her, and she gets sad.
But she grew up in trashy America. You know, she's from Maine, and a lot of boxed meals in her household. So she was very excited about this. She didn't know what it was. Neither did Milo. And I got to be honest, it was fucking delicious. I was so disappointed that I enjoyed it.
I know it's more fun to make fun of a restaurant.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I wanted to hate on Black Eyed Pea, but
Yeah.
the staff was friendly. They weren't wearing like terrible like uniforms or
Of course,
anything.
man of the people, Ben Roy, right to the staff.
Well, I'm giving you the whole experience. Now, if you want me to just fly over, tell me about the staff at Danny's
You
Carnation.
kidding? This guy didn't take the temperature. He got
I
his
told you they were
Benedict
nice and
bounced.
friendly. I said it.
You
Rewind
talked,
the tape.
You
I
talked
said they
more
were
about
nice
the
and friendly.
coffee and the fact that it looked like a body shop than
I
the
got
people
it
who
to
make
go,
it happen.
dickbag. I only had a brief conversation on the phone, and then they rang me up.
But yeah, so we started with fried green tomatoes.
Sure.
And
Great complimentary baskets of bread, if I recall.
oh,
Like all sorts of great
amazing.
bread. Yeah,
They
yeah.
had this Milo
cornbread and shit. In there.
Milo, this is how
Watching
little
Ben
this is
describe
li-
bread.
This is
his
how
hands
little.
just on the bread.
This is how little we eat bread in my household right now because of myself.
Yeah.
And the meals that we have. Milo said that he bit into the roll and his eyes started to water. He was so happy.
Your poor Great Depression son.
Is this real bread, Papa?
It's flour bread made of real wheat.
But it's not Christmas, Papa.
It was the saddest thing. And Crystal was like, they have chicken pot pie. She had, unbeknownst to me, had chicken pot pie 3 times last week, my wife did. And she announced
She's
that
living
in the
that 17th century life.
This was the funniest part. We were in the car and she announced, she's like, if they have pot pie, I'm going to have pot pie. And the car and she was like, but I've had it 3 times this week already. And I just hear this little voice from the back from Milo go, Jesus Christ.
But she's been doing these like 80-mile races
Isn't
and
she
shit,
doing, like,
right?
Tough Mudders?
Yeah, let her
and,
eat her
like-
And
pot
she,
pies.
you know, Crystal,
Yeah.
she weighs
She's
like
tiny.
115
She needs
pounds.
her cows. She's training.
But so we had that. We had the cheesy tots. That was
sounds good.
my appetizer.
What is that? Tater tots covered with shredded cheese?
Cheese, and then scallions.
All right.
And then they put bacon, but I asked for it without the bacon. And then,
Admirable restraint.
Thank you. Thank you. And cornbread. I had some cornbread. And then we ordered our entrees. Milo got the half rack of St. Louis ribs.
Holy shit.
He went head first.
Yeah, Milo's going whole hog on this thing.
And he had some kernel corn, some corns, and coleslaw, which he said the coleslaw. We're apparently not having enough coleslaw in our house either because he said it
I
made
love
him want to
coleslaw.
cry. Coleslaw is the best.
It's so good.
Yeah, like
When it's done well, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
When it's sweet, ugh.
Yeah.
Sweet and watery, no thanks.
Well, that's out there.
I know, controversial.
Once again.
Oh, we just
something
lost
I
half of our
yelled.
listeners.
Thanks, Andrew.
It's something I yell before cunnilingus as well. Sweet and watery. I just,
Oh, God.
I had the I had the fried cod with some tartar sauce, and I had broccoli and corn, and then I think
How's the broccoli?
Oh, it was great.
Steamed firm or mushy?
Steamed firm with butter.
Man, I'm so hungry. I'm going to the pee right now.
And then we ordered a 1 pound piece of chocolate cake for dessert. They had a 1 pound piece of chocolate cake. I ate.
I feel like if I would guess any piece of chocolate cake was 1 pound.
No, this was gigantic. It was
a big piece of
excessive.
cake.
Yeah. And we had cobbler and then banana pudding.
Jesus Christ.
I told you we
yeah,
went
dude.
all head first into it if I'm going to do this. And it was all delicious. And I'll tell you, not a speck of diarrhea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, how about
And I
that?
thought not a smidge of diarrhea. That's what the
least
line was
you're
originally
using
supposed to
the
be
right
at the end.
quantities. Ugh.
They
When
cut
you want
that
it
out.
fresh, the pee is the place.
Not a smidge of diarrhea.
Put that in your Yelp review. 5 stars.
That was actually how Miracle on 34th Street was supposed
Yeah,
to
that
end.
was the ending was the
yeah,
right, that's right.
not a smidge of diarrhea.
I saw
she
the
said.
director's cut.
Yeah.
Your bodies could handle the bread, huh?
But yeah,
I
I
always
didn't
used
eat
to get-
wheat other than the breading on the fish.
I would get chicken fried chicken. That was like my favorite dish.
yeah, that's what I
damn.
used to get too with
It
the
was
gravy.
With the gravy on
Oh,
it.
it's so good.
So fucking good.
Yeah,
that was
that's
my
like-
go-to dish. I'd love
I might have
that.
to go back there and get.
You know,
and I, let's
You
go.
should go-
Get
let's go to
some-
Black Eyed Peas.
actually fucking shocked that you ate at so many trashy restaurants, Adams, because like you're always like your family to me is very like bon vivant. You're well traveled. You've been
Yeah, but I still played like suburban soccer my whole life. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like you go there with. Very often after games, we'd go to the Black.
This is
I
off
mean-
track, but old Denver. Do you remember Mr. Steak? Way
Where
down
was
in Broadway.
that? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Mr. Steak. That's where I had my.
it wasn't even a
birthdays.
restaurant. It was a guy who walked around.
Is that the guy who shoved the grilled cheese to the glory hole?
It was
Mr.
like
Steak.
Broadway. It was like Broadway and Evans. Oh man, Mr. Steak.
I kind of
That's
do.
not
I
a
kinda
thing.
That's
do
right. Have
recall-
my birthdays. Yeah, it was a thing.
Mr. Steak. It sounds like a terrible contraption that never took off. By the folks who brought you Mr. Coffee. Come
Yeah.
Mr. Steak.
Yeah, it was
it's
like
a steak cooker.
suitcase You put a steak
First,
in.
it's first thing in the morning. You have a juicy steak.
Oh, I'm never staying at this Days Inn again. There's not a single Mr. Steak in any of the rooms. Oh my
I'd go.
God.
I'd get the fried shrimp plate every birthday. Oh,
Dude, I think
So
the last
good.
time I went to Black Eyed Pea, I bought my I now have a Ford. I bought a Honda CRV with my own money. I was working at Westward and it was like a big deal. And I went to John Elway Honda because I wanted it to have John Elway on the back of the fucking car. And
I don't care how much I'm
and
overpaying.
I was like a man. I was like, I just bought my own fucking car, and my buddy Monty came with me, and there was a Black Eyed Pea down the street, and we went to the P to celebrate my John Elway Honda purchase, and I felt like a real accomplished person.
Wow, so Denver.
That is the most Denver
It was
story.
it's a great
I've
night.
ever
It's a great fucking night.
Oh boy. Okay, Adam. We have
That
a little
was my
time
beef.
left.
We hit the biggest slam pub afterwards.
Oh, dude. Then Monty and they let us loose at the Pound Pub, just stuffed full of fried chicken.
And then, all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll just stop there.
Where did
Yeah.
you?
All
where
right,
did you
so
eat?
what happened to you?
Okay,
But
holy shit. I'm not going to name the restaurant.
uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
Because I don't want to slander these people, and I don't think
Tell
it's,
us where it was.
It's on
describe
Colfax,
describe it
not
without
far
naming
from your
it.
house.
Okay,
Ben.
so
That's not
so
helpful
East
to
Colfax.
listeners.
East Colfax is an Ethiopian restaurant.
There's
that
and
there's a
let's
number
mind
of
it,
them.
There are a ton of them, and they're
really good
all-
ones.
Most of them are fucking fantastic.
Yes, and I've been to one that I liked, and this was one I had never checked out, and I wasn't sure if it was Ethiopian, but I found out when I went in, it was Ethiopian. They were so nice to us. We brought Malcolm, me and Katie and Malcolm. We went for lunch. Everything was delicious, and I'm not putting this on them. I think this may be my stomach not being able to handle these spices or whatever, or us not being used to this food. But the next morning on our dog walk, Katie shit her pants. I'm not kidding at all. This is a
So a
100%
smidge of diarrhea. So a
more
smidge.
than a smidge.
I love that.
Like,
I love
it
that
was-
Katie is.
Is she cool with you
Well,
telling
and
everyone in
she-
the world?
She did not want me to talk about it on the podcast, but I was like, you gotta let me fucking tell people. And it is a testament to how cool my wife is that she eventually said, all right, you
Holy
can
shit.
because I was like giving her so much, like she was like upset about something. I was like, don't relax, don't shit your pants. Like I've been hitting her so hard with it.
Oh my
ever
God.
since. And
God.
and she said if I stopped giving her personal shit, that she could talk about it on the podcast. So yes.
Do you know how much
so
I love
Katie-
that Katie is being punished for our podcast?
It's amazing. And like the whole day before, I didn't shit my pants, but I was like, I took more shits than usual after this place. And so I was like, yeah, no, I'm that's not sitting
This
well
is the
with
outcome
me.
I wanted to have happen.
Well, you just sent me right back to my routine and my rigidity because, dude. So it's. I just got to tell you more.
Wait. So
So-
tell me how
But at
this
least
happened.
you did have diapers in the house for the rest of the day.
So
So tell me how this happened, though. You got to tell us.
So the day of, we ate. It was good. Like it was good, but it was definitely like very exotic, and we were ordering dishes that we weren't used to, and like it was so spicy. At one point, I was like, "Do you want a beer? I feel like a beer would be great with this food." So we split one beer, an Ethiopian beer. Is
I
great.
feel like packing some gunpowder behind all this.
And then I shit that day. I would say 5 to 6 times. Holy shit! After that meal.
Just a cleanse.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, but they were nice. It was good. It was.
I love
weird.
Ethiopian food. I've never had an issue.
Well, boy, did we have issues.
The injera. You had the injera. Was that good?
Is that the bread?
Yeah, the
bread,
bread.
yeah.
The spongy bread.
It's very good, but that stuff's weird because it's like it looks like
Washcloths.
It's like a Halloween mask.
It looks like offal. It looks like intestines, and so
Yeah.
just the look of it is like
Because of the
to my
bubbles.
Western palate is like, oh no, that doesn't look
I
like.
believe the bubbles are from the fermentation process, right?
It's so good.
It
because
was it's
ferments.
very good, and I got their like meat platter had.
It's perfect to
goat
take a
and-
little kid when Malcolm's older because you eat with your hands. It's already like
Well, and
soft
they
foods.
loved him.
Yeah.
They let him crawl around on the carpet. They cooked him just an egg, and he ate a little scrambled egg. They were so nice, but.
Sounds like
It was great. I mean, I really wanted to fucking like this place. But then the next morning, she said to me, like, my stomach hurts. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, mine still kind of hurts from that place, too. And then she had a big cup of coffee.
that'll do
To
it.
settle the
pissed me
stomach.
off. This is why we should have walked the dogs first. But no, we got
There we
up.
go.
We got up, and she wanted to have a
The
coffee.
This is the
routine
worst.
reigns
This is
supreme.
gonna-
It's sending me right back.
Dude, this
Always
is-
walk the dogs first, have the coffee afterwards.
This is validating.
It's validating everything.
Your
I'm-
neuroses.
Well, good because I'm right. She had the pot of coffee, and she wears these like little tiny green like booty shorts. They're just like soft shorts. And so we're like walking the dogs, and like we're on the home stretch. It's like the last block, and like Annabelle stopped to take her second shit because I guess everybody was having problems.
You gave her some leftovers.
And so, like, Annabelle stopped. And she's like pushing Malcolm, and she just goes, "Oh no, I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna shit." And she just shit. And I was like, "Are you seriously shitting?" And she was like, and Malcolm had a blanket around his legs with like little foxes on it, and she took that off his legs and wrapped it around her waist and like ran back to the house. Gave me the dog, gave me Malcolm. So I got 3 dogs and Malcolm as Katie's like running back. And I hope our
Wow.
neighbors, she was like mortified our neighbors might
Okay.
see it.
Oh, they
This-
100%
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
math on that one.
I want to say this real
And
quick.
she's an angel for letting me talk about this. I was like,
I-
the funniest thing in the world is shitting your pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can
Everyone does
empathize with it. You have to get it out.
Yeah, yeah,
As
yeah,
I've
yeah.
said in my bit about it, you have to. It'll be cleansing and cathartic. for
Right.
her.
I also want to say this is enjoyable because Katie is a very attractive human being. She's a very attractive woman. There's something so much
And not
more.
this again. It just leads to
I'm
a
in love with
fight.
her. No,
He's not going to the pound.
I just
Oh, my
I-
God.
come to the Pound Pub with us, with Crystal and I. You'll love it.
It's not our
gonna
thing.
do it.
It's not our
Listen,
thing.
you say that, but look at how
It's-
much I love the Black Eyed Pea. This could be
yeah,
that for you.
There is that.
No, there's something so enjoyable knowing that people who are beautiful and composed have these very human moments. I'd shit my pants, but I would never be like, well, someone like Katie is pretty she is.
She's the last person you think would shit her pants. It was the best.
She's human.
Well, like our whole lives, we just spend as these fragile humans, like trying to be in control. Like, I'm a human, I'm blending in, and then your asshole reminds you sometimes that you have no fucking control.
Yeah,
you're a delicate, fragile thing.
You're just the god's plaything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
So the lesson this is a pretty good life lesson that
Don't
I think
go to
holds
any
up
restaurant
against
unless
life.
you Google it and find out.
If you want to explore in life, 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah, there you go.
This is good work.
There you go.
1 out of 3
talking
times, you shit your pants the next day.
Yeah.
That's just the
Those are
gamble
good-
of life.
Oh my
That's-
God, dude! This is the outcome
is
that we were
amazing.
hoping for because we enjoyed ours,
Yeah,
and
we
you
both
shit
found
your
a fun new
pants.
restaurant.
I will say this, like this is a better outcome than I have ever could have hoped for. Like I would rather
For our entertainment,
yeah,
yes.
I would rather like have this to be able to make fun of my wife for years than to
No, now
enjoy
that you
the
said it
meal
on the
that I went to.
podcast.
No, I know.
You've got to be. You've got to.
This was our trade. I can't keep making
it's
fun of
so
her.
cool that comedy has such a profound blast radius that it'll just swallow up our spouses in it, and I love that. That's good because this could have backfired
man.
on Crystal, but she'd never shit her pants. I mean, she's got an iron stomach.
Yeah, well,
all that bread. You're
All
just,
that bread. She's bound up.
It's just
Milo's still
fireproof
crying about
insulation.
I'm not going to make fun of Katie anymore in person, but I will never forget the image of her with a little fox blanket wrapped around her waist
Yeah.
as she ran back to
What
our
a
house.
Did you have to
Fox.
throw away the blanket?
I haven't seen the blanket since. I don't know. I didn't ask questions. What do? Go ask
The
questions.
incriminating clothes. They get
Yeah,
buried
I
in
just
the backyard.
I let her deal with it.
You're gonna find
with
it like
her-
a pet's grave
her
while you're doing
privacy.
some gardening.
Now, I don't think it's wrong. I still think it's outside of the agreement you had. If once, 3 months down the road, you just, babe, have you seen the fox blanket? Oh,
Yeah.
and
Oh
the-
no. Malcolm loves that blanket.
What was her? My favorite too when you said
Oh,
that is,
geez.
are you shitting right now?
That's what the person wants to hear while they don't want to be
I
shitting.
shit my pants. Probably only about. I think we were in production. No, we were writing the final season, maybe, or not that long.
How did we not know this?
I was in
this in one of your
Colorado.
corner
Remember,
naps?
I got sick and I had to miss a few days because
Yeah.
I couldn't come back right away because I got the stomach virus and I couldn't fly.
I do remember that.
I was in Ron's kid's bed because I was sleeping in his son's bed.
Not intern Ron.
Not intern Ron. My best friend Ron, and he had to send his son off because we were both so sick. He got it too. He was in his room and I was sleeping in his kid's bed. And I was just laying there shivering and my stomach was bothering me. And I was like, dude, I got to fart so bad. And then I was like, never mind.
You
Because
shit in his
I
kid's
shit
bed.
in his kid's bed.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And
I don't. Yeah,
I shit my
neurotic
pants.
Adam would
Wow.
burn that bed. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't go back to that
No,
bed.
I don't think I any of it hit the mattress.
Just filled up your
It
drawers.
filled up my
a
box
juicy
of briefs
diaper.
and
Your underoos.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I shit myself. I got up. It was sad. And he's
That's
like,
exactly what Katie said.
just this Eeyore.
I shit myself.
Your
Baby,
Simpsons
you're
voice.
so pretty. She's running. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
That
well,
was that was that. That was our experience with the restaurant that we just tried on a whim.
Eating outside our comfort zone and then using the bathroom outside of our comfort zone.
I'm sorry you had a bad.
It was
I don't
an
mean-
indirectly great experience
Yeah,
for me.
well, I think we all learned something. I think we should stop for a second on that, take a quick break. Let's listen to another clip from our live comedy show. Actually, you know what would fit perfect is you. Yeah, Adam, one of our clip.
hey, all right.
A little clip from Adam Caden Holland here from the last Grawlix. We'll be right back.
I'm not going out as much. It's weird transition being a dad. You just don't do things anymore. You just stay home. I used to do shit all the time. Like I used to go to restaurants all the time. I'm fucking late 30s and white. I love restaurants. Just tell me all the new restaurants. Hey, what are the new restaurants? Tell me the new restaurants. Am I carrying something walking down the street? Knock it out of my fucking hands, look me in the eye, and yell all the new restaurants at me. Love restaurants. But I don't go to them anymore. We were sitting on the couch the other day, my wife and I and our son, and he's just kind of doing what a 5-month-old does, just like staring into the nothing, and just like mouth breathing, and like, and he had this little fucking booger just kept popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out like a snot whack-a-mole, just in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, just like, just booger popping in and out. And my wife tried to grab it to get it, but she couldn't get it, and she goes, "Hold on, I got something just for this." And she like runs upstairs, and she comes back down with this little like plastic sucker thing. It's like this suction device that you shoot up a kid's nose, and it like you can squeeze it, and it just sucks the snot out. And I was like, "Give me that fucking thing." So he's like trying to thrash his head around. I couldn't get it into his nostrils. Tried once, tried twice, third time, perfect. Like just right in his fucking nostril. And I squeezed it, and I sucked out a piece of snot longer than a slap bracelet. Like it was fucking. Like a night crawler so good it'd make a country boy stop and stare. You know what I'm talking about? This thing must have been attached to the back of his cerebral fucking cortex. Like his eyes crossed, he yelled something in Latin. I don't even know what the fuck it was. I think it was "kill the emperor." I don't know. And I was like, on record, this is the best Friday night of my fucking life. I don't need any restaurants ever again. I didn't know this was an itch that I wanted to scratch, but I only want to scratch this from now on. Like, think of the best zit you ever popped in your entire life. It was like that, but philanthropic for someone else.
That was Adam Caden Holland. That guy's going places.
He is really a little wordy for my taste.
I liked it.
Again, we have a live show at the Bug Theater.
Last Saturday of every month.
Also, before we get to next episode's challenge, I just want to say we do have a Patreon. If you want to support us, that rules. Thank you very much. There's deleted scenes, bonus episodes, all kinds of fun stuff that you can only get through the Patreon.
And you can also listen and subscribe for free anywhere that you get your podcast. So be sure to subscribe, rate, review, share it. Also, follow us on Twitter at Grawlix Comedy. Reach out. Send us the restaurants that you tried. Send us challenges that you have ideas for. We want to hear from you. Please reach out.
And thank you to Mike Henderson for your help recording the live show. Couldn't do it without you. And also to Boy Friday Ron Doyle, our producer extraordinaire. Thanks, Ron.
Yes, he does. And our music, that sweet, sweet tune you hear at the beginning, that's provided by the imitable Charlie Continental.
So that brings us to next episode's challenge. What are we doing, Ben?
Yeah, I think it's good you asked me. Let's leave him out of this.
Wait, I have no say?
Andrew,
No,
the adults
Andrew?
are talking.
Shh, Andrew. I think we should kickstart our love lives, mostly Andrew's love life.
Agreed.
But I
That's the
don't
next
have a
episode.
love life.
That's
I
the
know.
point.
We're going to try to remedy that.
Oh.
In the meantime, play us out, Charlie.